Jade Cargill sends a four-word message ahead of her in-ring return against Liv Morgan on WWE SmackDown. Jade Cargill is set for her big in-ring return on this week's episode of WWE SmackDown. Before her bout against Liv Morgan, the Storm sent a four-word message on Instagram. Cargill returned to WWE television at the Elimination Chamber, Toronto Premium Live event. On her first night back, she attacked Naomi, who was later revealed as the culprit for taking Cargill out of action in November. Last week on SmackDown, the former women's tag team champion was interviewed by Kathy Kelly before Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez interrupted them. On Instagram, Cargill shared a four-word message after her latest trip to Paris, expressing her love for the city. Vince Russo wasn't impressed with Jade Cargill's interview, claiming it sounded scripted. Vince Russo was unhappy with Jade Cargill's interview segment on last week's episode of WWE SmackDown. He thought it sounded scripted and lacked emotion. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Bro Down, Russo added that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez didn't add much to the segment and made it sound even more scripted. I wish they would have did a couple of takes, the Jade Cargill interview, because there was not enough emotion. It sounded scripted. When Liv and Rodriguez came in, it sounded even more scripted. This just really came off as scripted. Everything was plotted. There was a lack of emotion. And that should not happen when you're doing a pre-tape like this, Mac. The last time Cargill stepped in a WWE ring was in November 2024, when she teamed up with Bianca Belair to face Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez on Monday Night Raw. Since then, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship has changed hands, with the Judgment Day duo dethroning Belair and Naomi to win them for the third time. Jade Cargill opens up about recent fan interaction in Paris. The last few weeks have been interesting for Jade Cargill. Not only did she make her emphatic return at Elimination Chamber, but she also exposed her attacker, Naomi. She has a lot to talk about when it comes to WWE, but recently she opened up about something that happened outside the squared circle. With WWE in the middle of its European tour, several superstars have made the trip overseas, Jade Cargill included. The Storm is currently signed to the SmackDown brand, but recently she was spotted in Paris, which is not on the schedule for the tour. Of course, there is a lot of free time between shows, so it isn't all that surprising to see Cargill in Paris. However, it is here that she had a very wholesome interaction with a fan. While walking the streets of the French capital, the former women's tag team champion met a fan wearing her t-shirt. The fan took a picture with Jade Cargill and later tweeted about it, ecstatic over meeting one of his favorite WWE superstars. Cargill responded to the tweet, commenting that the interaction made her entire day. Such interactions are what makes the WWE so amazing. One can never tell when they will run into a superstar and the impact it can have. Jade Cargill set to take on Liv Morgan this week on SmackDown. Jade Cargill finds herself surrounded by drama in WWE. The issues with Naomi and Bianca Belair aside, she also has problems with Liv Morgan of the Judgment Day. Before Naomi was exposed, both Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez were suspected of having attacked her. While that appeared not to be the case, it didn't stop the former women's world champion from mocking Cargill on last week's episode of SmackDown. This did not sit well with the 32-year-old who quickly challenged the former women's world champion to a match. The two will now go head-to-head this Friday, as SmackDown heads to Bologna, Italy, in what will be Cargill's in-ring return since her hiatus. Hopefully, she isn't suffering from any ring rust, because Liv Morgan will look to take any advantage she can get. Liv Morgan is among the top female superstars in WWE. She spent years working hard and improving her work. Now, she is a fantastic performer and one half of the women's tag team champions. She is also a multi-time world champion. The Miracle Kids tag team partner is Raquel Rodriguez. They are three-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champions and members of the Judgment Day. Raquel may be the key in how Liv's match on SmackDown ultimately ends. With Jade no longer having any friends, she could fall victim to the numbers game. Raquel could be ringside and either attack Jade behind the referee's back or cause a distraction that allows Morgan to cheat. Regardless, Jade could get pinned by Liv, thanks to the powerful Rodriguez. Number 3. Jade Cargill could shockingly squash Liv Morgan in seconds on WWE SmackDown. Jade Cargill is a destructive force. Even before joining WWE, Jade was an unstoppable star in All Elite Wrestling. She held the TBS champion and nearly went undefeated. She only lost a few matches before departing the company.
Jade Cargill fires back at Rikishi for supporting Naomi's attack. Jade Cargill fired back at WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi today for supporting Naomi during her betrayal. The Glow took responsibility for Cargill's attack this past Friday night on SmackDown after the former AEW star returned to attack her during the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Rikishi is the father of Jimmy Uso, who is married to Naomi in real life. The veteran shared a clip from his Off the Top podcast on his Instagram story today, revealing that he will be supporting Naomi throughout this situation. Rikishi suggested that Cargill made a mistake by putting her hands on his daughter-in-law. The 32-year-old responded to the legend today on X and claimed that she didn't care what he had to say. She added that Naomi deserved everything that was coming to her, and you can check out the NSFW message by clicking here. Bianca Belair was in a tag team with Jade Cargill when she was brutally attacked on the November 22, 2024, episode of WWE SmackDown. Belair won the Women's Elimination Chamber match to earn a title match at WrestleMania. The 35-year-old will be challenging for the Women's World Championship at the Show of Shows next month. Former WWE manager reacts to Naomi admitting she was behind Jade Cargill's attack. Wrestling legend Dutch Mantel recently commented on Naomi admitting she was the one who attacked Jade Cargill last year on WWE SmackDown. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Bro Down show, Mantel noted that the veteran's reason for the attack made sense. The veteran stated the 37-year-old wanted the former TBS champion out of the way so she could be in a tag team with Bianca Belair. But she gave a reason. She gave a reason because she thought Jade was in the way of her and Bianca, which kind of makes sense, and she didn't want to accept the thought she was between them, which gives a little bit of a reason why she did it. Jade Cargill has not competed since the November 11, 2024, episode of WWE Raw. It will be fascinating to see how she goes about getting her revenge on Naomi on the road to WWE WrestleMania 41. After Jade Cargill, Naomi to secretly attack another major WWE star due to recent events. Exploring the possibility, WWE superstar Naomi recently revealed herself as Jade Cargill's mystery attacker. The Glow said that she acted for the sake of her friend Bianca Belair, as she couldn't see the storm leech off her success. Interestingly, there is a chance that the SmackDown star could now secretly attack Iyo Sky for the same reason. The Women's World Champion recently did an in-ring segment with the est of WWE and Rhea Ripley. Mommy asked Belair why she was sitting at ringside for their match and accused her of helping Iyo Sky. Ripley also said that Belair should have minded her business with Naomi and Jade Cargill instead of meddling in hers. The Damage Control member tried to stop the other two wrestlers from arguing but was shoved aside by Mommy. Sky tried again but was shoved away by Bianca Belair this time. In response, the Japanese superstar slapped both of them, reminding them that she was the Women's World Champion and wouldn't tolerate any disrespect. While Iyo Sky was seemingly in the right for dealing with Ripley and Belair the way she did, this might not sit well with Naomi. The Glow could secretly attack the Damage Control member for the sake of her friend, just the way she assaulted Cargill. While this is a big possibility, all of this is speculation so far. Naomi and Jade Cargill could face each